Okay, this is the second video of Traffic Factory getting started series. What we're going to do here is we're going to implement the done for you project that came with the product when you bought it. If you have not watched video number 1, getting started with Traffic Factory, please pause or stop this video and watch that first. Some things will be clear that might not be so clear if you watch that video first, please. So again, like you saw in the first video, we've got the 3 zip files up there that you downloaded from the members area after you got access to Traffic Factory, and the one our geolocations, which we went over in the first video, is already unzipped. So we'll start with unzipping this particular folder. It's got the project in it. It's a done for you doggy training product from ClickBank, and we're going to be sure and unzip it onto our desktop. That'll make it easier for us to work with. Up to you, of course, where you extract to, and you'll see the importance of where it is in just a moment. So let that extract. And it opened up there for us. We'll just close that up. So here is our project folders. It's called Doggos. It has the files that we will be using. Inside the project are keywords, some miscellaneous stuff, some spun content, things of that nature. Our raw keywords file, pardon me. Our sentences file. This is the file that we will be using to populate the articles in the website. We'll get into that a little more deeply in a little bit. We have tags 1, 2, and 3, titles 1, 2, and 3, and U.S. cities. Titles and tags are used to insert keywords into the content and metadata and some internal linkings in the tags as well. And those are built by simply extracting approximately 1/3 of the keywords into each of the tags files, and again 1/3 of the keywords into the titles file. The differences being your titles are capitalized, first letter of each word, and the tag files are not capitalized. That's really the only difference. And then we have a U.S. cities file. This is just a small file that I put together for this particular demonstration, and it's a subset of one of the files in the geolocations folder that you have. As you can see, it's not here, but all the other files are here for you to use, and we went over that a little bit in the previous video. So let's get started. Again, here is our software, the Traffic Factory. This is how it will look the first time you open it up, as we described in the previous video. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to import our project file. This is the file. It was in the zip file. It was unzipped when we unzipped it a second ago. And it has the data that will populate our content, our structure, our redirect, and our deploy. And if we were using markup schema, it would also populate that for us when we import it. So we'll see the results of that in just 1 second. And it's on our desktop, and there it is. It's a GSG file, and it has just been imported. So now we come back here, and all of our content is loaded into the software for us at this point. If you'll notice, we did a load, or the file is located on the desktop, which is why I was sure to unzip it to the desktop. Same thing with our output directory. However, you will have to create this directory, and this is where all of the output of the run will end up when we're done. Our template has been picked up, and again, it's on the desktop in this folder down here, which was extracted from the zip file for you when we ran the zip a minute ago. So we'll go over this just a little bit one more time. The site name is what becomes the copyright at the bottom of each page that we're going to generate for this project. This is the this is the title. It will become the actual title tag, and title for each of the pages. We insert our keywords and we insert our geolocation in this example. These are short codes that are part of the software. More information on short codes and their usage is available in other videos that are also in the members area. This is our meta content. This actually becomes the meta description in each one of the web pages, and as you can see, there is some spun content in here. You can spin just about anything in the software if you so choose, and I have built this project using examples of some of the spinning, as you can see here in meta content. Not in the title, although you can, but I just use short codes and pull the random information out of the specific files in my project folder. So we'll take a look at the HTML editor real quick. As you can see, it's also been populated. This is an H1 tag. It is the only H1 tag, and I've also included in it the title, again, site name. So we're repeating the site name 3 times in this project, and this is the way I build all of my projects at this time. This way, this particular title with the same keyword and the same city name will be in the title, the meta description, and in the H1 tag on the output. So we're optimizing all the way. We'll look at taking a little more look down here. This block is randomly selecting a sentence out of the input file in our directory folder. I use those words interchangeably, so you have to bear with me on that. And I'm going to pop that open here in Notepad real quick to give you a look at one of the reasons that we use Notepad extensive. As you can see, the lines are numbered so we can tell how many lines we actually have in a file if we want to know that, and you will be wanting to know that. You'll see why in a bit. So in this particular file, I don't know if you can read that, it's a little hard to see. It's 35,736 different sentences, and if you'll see, every one of them is going to be germane to our keywords and our project. Pet, behavior, dog training. Pet has learned the behavior. So we've got keyword rich content, very much so. Just briefly, this content, this particular text file is generated by Perfect Content. It's another one of the software programs that we sell. You don't have to use it, but we highly recommend it, and we highly recommend using it in this way together with Traffic Factory to maximize your results. There'll be more videos on that down below in the members area as well. Okay, so we'll switch over to an HTML view real quick. At the bottom here, you can see I've embedded some wiki links, outbound links, just to add some authority. Google and the search engines like to see some authority links on your website, so we put a few in down at the bottom. In our projects, it's up to you what you want to do. And what you're looking at here is a short code that inserts random images into each of the web pages, and then we've built alt text. Thusly, we've spun actually our titles in here, or at least some of our titles. I'm not quite sure how many we're going to have total in there, but it's going to be, you know, over 1,000 different alt tags that can be selected from on a random basis. We've also, as you can see, I've spun some videos in here. Maybe kind of difficult to see that, but you'll be able to look at it more closely on your own on your own system. And then there's our H1 tag again. So that's the way that we're going to generate the content. And as you can see, we have different sizes of paragraphs. These are all spun. In some cases they're heavily spun, so that we will see a different number of sentences in this last paragraph on the page, and in some cases may not see any at all, depending on the selection as it's unspinning this content. This is an H2 tag, or H3, excuse me, and it's spun very well again, and we're embedding titles and keywords as well into these H3 tags, and there are a number of them. You're welcome to play with this, obviously, but I would recommend that you go through and run at least one or two of the projects to see how it's actually performing before you decide to play with it, or whatever. And be sure and make a copy of what's there before you start to modify it, so that you can go back and grab one that works if you have problems with the spinning or any of that stuff. So that covers what's here on the content tab. The second tab is structure, and as you can see, we've also populated that. And here we've chosen to do 3 tags per post, and we are embedding shortcodes that will extract randomly from tags 3, titles 2, and tags 1. Now, as you recall, we actually have 6 different tag and title files, so these can be mixed up, so you're not always using the same sequence. This is up to you how you want to do it. You can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you would like. We recommend 3 if you're going to use them, or less. So 1, 2, or 3, and again, varying them is a good idea. We're going to also interlink our pages, which means each of our pages are going to link to 2 other pages within the site. And you can spin this if you like. I don't, simply because next and previous is not considered duplicate content, and it's what is expected, I would believe. We're also going to link to random articles, 3 of them, at the bottom of our web pages, and in this case you choose the tag, and you can spin this if you want. Again, I choose not to, and you may also like, you can use whatever you like, additional information, popular posts, more reading, whatever you like. We're going to turn on the silo structure, which means everything that we generate, every page that's generated, will link back to the index page or the home page. And again, you can spin this if you like. I choose not to. Home is not going to get you a duplicate content penalty in your builds. Okay, markup we're not going to use for this run. Our redirect, as you can see, the system comes with a ClickBank link to my ClickBank account. I suggest you don't use it, but if you do, thank you very much. The product, and we'll show you the product once we build our project out in just a few minutes, but it is a doggy training product, and I chose doggy training because over the past few years it seems that every marketer that produces an SEO package or a traffic package that they sell on JVZoo or WordPlus or any place else, they always use doggy training as an example project that they build. So in my mind, I'm thinking everybody sees all these people learning how to build dog training projects, and they never do. So I decided to use it for this. And my goal is that people in Traffic Factory, that's you and me and everybody else, dominate the first 10 pages of Google for dog training with just simple little product. So this should be your first one. And at this point in time, if you don't have a ClickBank account, it's very easy to get one. Just go and sign up, verify your email address, do a search for dog training, and pick whichever product you'd like to use here. And then I also recommend highly using a tracking link Don't use a raw product link in Traffic Factory. 2 reasons for that. You might find a better product and want to change all of your thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of links over to a new and better product. And in that case, all you have to do is change this link, not in Traffic Factory, but where you build a tracking link. In this case, it's one of my own domains for tracking. It's easyclick2.com, and the URL is embedded over there that goes to ClickBank. That way I can track my clicks, and I can actually see where they're coming from geographically, etc., and I can change it on easyclick.com so that it goes to a different product if I should want to. For now, we're going to run this project without our redirection on. We also recommend always using on-page load for your redirects. You can learn more about the other options on this page and the further training that's available in the members area. Okay, we're going to deploy this project. All that means is it's going to build it and it's going to load it somewhere. And in this first execution of the project, we're going to load it into our all-out file so that we can look at it and see what our build looks like and make sure that it is what we want to build. I recommend you do this every time you build a new product into the software, and also periodically as you're running additional copies of the same project, because the way it's built is you can just change out the geographic information. For example, change out uscities.txt to any one of the other files in here. 6,500 world cities, as you recall, those are worldwide cities by population. You can use all the zip codes in the United States. About 46,000 pages will generate from that, and so on and so forth. And I will reiterate, we recommend building sites between 2 and 12,000 HTML pages. They seem to index better and faster and stick better in Google, but it's up to you. You can build as big as you like with this particular product. Okay, back to deploy. When you click start, okay, it's going to tell us that our output file is not empty. Oh, it says it does not exist. Oh, that's because I misspelled it. How is that possible? That I could make a mistake? So we'll fix it, no problem. All out. And we'll try our deploy again. And I got it right. How nice. Next step is click add. And we are going to, we'll go over these real quick. Again, Google Drive is not currently supported because of some changes to Google Drive uploads that may or may not be coming back in a future version. You can use the FTP uploader if you like, when you would take the output generated into your all out folder and simply FTP it up to a web host, and you'd have a complete site up and running if you choose to do so. Amazon S3 is where we will be uploading to today. BitBalloon and Netlify, excuse me, are two link aggregator sites that you can also use. I don't use them personally. There's, again, more information in other videos. Bitbucket and GitHub are two free services where you can upload complete websites, and they're also high domain authority sites like Amazon S3 is. They index well. They're not as fast from the standpoint of building projects as S3. With one Amazon S3 account, you can build 100 projects into one S3 account, whereas with Bitbucket and GitHub, you have to create a new account for each one of your uploads. At least that's the only way I've been able to figure out how to do it so far. We're going to use Dummy Uploader because it's not going anywhere. It's just going to go into our all-out file so that we can review the results of our run. And click start to start it. It'll give you a rundown up here of how fast it's going and its completion percentage. We're using 3 tags, so it's going to build some additional files in addition to our HTML file. So in our all out, we now have a folder that's just been generated with all of our HTML pages. in it. And as you can see, it's appended the keyword and also the location for each of the pages. So we'll take a quick look at our results, and this is what our web pages look like after they're generated. This is our random video that we inserted, our H1 tag, our first paragraph, second paragraph, our H3 tag, our random video. These videos are optimized with meta content. You'll learn how to do that in a later video as well if you don't know already. And then a couple more sentences, or excuse me, paragraphs relating again to dog training and behavior down here. We've got our link to our outbound link to Wikipedia, authority link. We've got our previous and next. And again, you can see we have a different video, different image, and also some links to directly to other random pages that we've generated. This looks like the same image, but it's probably not. It's probably just got some different a different name and some different metadata embedded in it. And then down here at the bottom is where we get to some of our internal linking. Not sure why that image is broken, but it's not a big deal in this instance. Anyway, these are internal links for bookmarks, if you will, HTML bookmark pages, and they link back to one of the specific articles. This is the image that was broken in that last one. It might have just been a get error. We just embed random images. They have no meaning at all. They just look good. And always a home link back to the index page. And then show you the index page real quick. It's basically, if you notice, it's just a list of links to every page on the site. Okay? And that is the basic structure of one of the websites generated using Traffic Factory. These different folders all have the small bookmark pages. This just provides another link, and I think it's ironic we get a lot of cats in this particular theme with our dog training. Nothing nefarious, just interesting. And oops, interesting. Oh, I know what it is. That particular link won't work offline. It works online just fine once we upload the file to S3, and we're going to do that now. We're going to upload to S3, but we have to clear this out. So we'll delete the dummy run and clean up our file, and then we'll come back here, and whenever you have a finished project that you're getting ready to upload, I highly recommend that you export your project file so you save all of the changes that you just made. Now, one thing I didn't do before I exported is I didn't turn my redirect back on. So there's our redirect, it's on, and we're going to deploy this time to Amazon S3. Now, a couple things I want to show you here. Access key and your secret key. There is another video explaining how to set up S3 accounts and find this information to put into your Traffic Factory. And then our bucket name. I want to explain what a bucket name really is real quick. I'll do that right here. Grab a new one. And basically, a bucket name is a subdomain to Amazon AWS. So it's going to be dog training, for example, aws.com. So that becomes a, let's see, we'll make this a little bigger for you real quick. How do I do that? Control mouse wheel up. I just learned something new. There we go. There you go. You should be able to see that okay. So this is going to be, this is your bucket name. This is a domain name where we're hosting Amazon Web Services. That's not accurate, but just to let you know that that is what we're actually creating with a bucket name, is a subdomain. So for that reason, we're going to name the bucket something keyword rich. So we have dog training. So let's call this best dog training information in the world. And check my spelling. Don't need the 0. We want to know there. Best dog training okay, get that correct too. Training. Best dog training information in the world. That's our bucket name. So we go back over here. You'll see that it would become a domain name in the end URL after we run the build. So this will be what the actual domain name of this website is once we run this final build and upload it to Amazon. Real quickly, I want to show you there are multiple places you can upload to Amazon. US East is most heavily used. If I'm doing projects that are specific to Oregon or the West Coast or just halfway across the country, I'll vary between Oregon and Northern California for my uploads. For the EU, I use Ireland. I don't use Frankfurt, but that's only because I'm not doing anything in German right now. I am doing some projects in Portuguese, so I do use Sao Paulo, and I also use Sydney for my Australian projects. So those are the options, and it's up to you how you want to deploy or upload to S3 yourself. So we click Add, and it's getting ready to start. So we're going to click Start. It's going to go through its build, and then in the second phase, it will do its upload to Amazon S3, and we're going to let that all complete. And there, it's going to start its upload. It'll run pretty quick. And while it is, I want to talk a little bit about the different components of a project as I build them and as have they been supplied to you. There is the content for the web pages, and as you know, we're using sentences. Pardon me. You need keywords, and I always title cap my keywords. Let's make that a little bit smaller. There we go. Big enough for you to see though. So this buyer keywords are the best. Obviously, long tail keywords are also extremely important to use. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a total of 2,500 keywords. So that really is a minimum amount that I would recommend to start with. Would be 2,500. Our titles and tags. Okay, the 4 components. Images. You want a directory or a folder with images in it so that you can randomly select those and embed one in each of your pages. And also the videos are already embedded in our content. We spun that right inside of it. So the 4 components are your content. In this case, we've got whatever 35,000 sentences. Your keywords, your images, and your videos are the 4 required components. And then you can either build not geographically, just based on the number of keywords that you have available. So if you have 2,500 keywords, you would build 2,500 pages without any geolocation data on it. So that's why the geolocation data is not required to build a project. So I wanted to go over that real quickly with you. And there will be videos on how to create content and how to use perfect content as well. So we finished up now. These are the URLs for all of the pages and sub pages that have been generated and uploaded to S3. We're going to copy and paste them all. This is Java programming. So you have to use control keys to copy and paste and those kind of things. So we're going to control A to select everything, control C to copy it. I'm going to go back into Notepad. We're going to open a new Notepad file and paste in all of our URLs that were just generated. Now, if you recall, our subdomain on s3.amazonaws.com, and then our actual document. Now, we have our redirect turned on. So what happens when you have a redirect turned on is you click on this link, it will immediately take us to the product that we are promoting, in this case, or a money page if you're sending it to a landing page to collect email addresses, or your own website or a customer's website. This is what happens when you click on the link. You do not see the content that we just built. Only the search engines see the content that we just built. And if you notice, the redirect is very quick. Didn't even flash really on the content that we built. And this is our cute little doggy for our doggy training product that we are promoting with this particular load. I want to go over that one more time for you. When someone does a search and they get your result in the search engines, when they're looking for doggy training resources, okay, in this case in Bangor, Trident Base, Washington, or nearabouts, and they click on the link in the search result, they go directly to your offer. Well, Firefox is going to update. How about that? Let's pause for a minute. Okay. Firefox just did its update for me. Anyway, there you can see we went directly back to our offer page. Or landing page, money page. It has a variety of different names. It is where you want your traffic to go. I'm going to reiterate something here again. The Traffic Factory is a traffic driving system. It only builds content in order to rank in the search engines to drive traffic to the destination of your choice. Okay? So you can drive traffic to your own website, your own blog, an Amazon page to sell some Amazon product, a ClickBank offer, any other product or website that you want to send traffic to. That's the name of the game. So that pretty much covers it. We built a project. We showed you how to build a dummy first time out. Always do that, just to be sure that everything is as you want it to be when you upload it and are redirecting traffic to your money sites. And always export. Save your projects so you don't lose work. I've had that happen to me a couple of times from early on when I first started working with the software. I'm having to rebuild a couple of early projects now. But this is what I will tell you about my experience with Traffic Factory. If you're still watching, if you haven't run off to run your project, which is fine too. I first started working with the beta version of Traffic Factory in the middle of November, a little over 2 months ago. And I have built almost 300 projects at this point in time, and over 5 million web pages total. And at least half of those are HTML pages that are driving traffic, and the other half would be the internal pages that are internal bookmarks that we went over real quickly. So have fun. As long as you save your project, use the export button. You can't break anything beyond being able to repair it. So run the doggy training. You got nothing to lose, everything to gain, and it's good experience. Pick another product if you want, or use the one that I've set up there. It's up to you. And then after that, run a couple of these, get your feet wet, and then start to branch out with some of your own products and projects. And best of luck. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please sure to watch video number 3 next. I'm not sure what it is, but it will be good, I guarantee. Bye-bye.